It's time to burn your mask. I know, you're all hoping I'm talking about our face diapers, but I'm not. I'm talking about something else. We're going to get into that in just a minute on the Manlihood ManCast.
In a culture that scoffs at honor, you can rise up to lead and to shine. It's time to be the best man that you can be. This is the Manlihood ManCast. Here's your host, Josh Hatcher.
Welcome back to the Manlihood ManCast. I'm your host, Josh Hatcher. Listen, we are talking about burning our masks. And the truth is, as men, we often wear masks of masculinity. We wear these masks that we use to cover ourselves, to cover our faces, to kind of hide our true and authentic selves. And I know that you've seen this over and over again, but maybe you don't understand what it is that's happening. So let's talk about what some of these masks are. First of all, there's the Mask of Stoicism. Now, I also want to clarify before we get a whole lot further, I do think that each of these concepts that we're going to talk about, the things that become masks, each of them have value in and of themselves. But as a mask, I think they're pretty worthless. So the Mask of Stoicism is when you, instead of properly dealing with your emotions, you wear a mask that just shuts off emotion, that hides emotion, that doesn't deal with anything, but rather masquerades as having it all under control and having no feelings. This is very common with men, where we do not want our wives or our bosses or our family members or our friends to see that we might be hurting inside, or we might be angry, or we might be happy even. We often take and shove our emotions in our back pocket so that nobody else sees them. Unfortunately, what we do is we create this place where we're not healthy. We have emotions that we don't ever properly deal with. Some of them may go all the way back to our childhood, and we have these emotions that are not properly dealt with. And then if we do express any emotion at all, that emotion is usually anger. That's not healthy, it's not good, it's not wise. And I want us to work on how to break off that mask. Other masks that we might wear. The Mask of Bravado, which is where we put on a mask and we pretend to be courageous. We pretend to have it all together. We pretend to be bold and like nothing shakes us or ever makes us afraid. And we pretend to be big and tough and strong, no matter what the situation is. This mask also has dangers, that when we create it, we aren't fully, really authentic with who we are. Another mask is the Mask of Success, where the cars, the trophy wife, the nice house, the nice toys, the boat, all of the good, fancy, nice things, and we try to flaunt these things as our badges of honor to show how smart and successful and wise we are with our money or our finances or our skills. So it's allowed us to become successful and ahead of the rest of the pack. We see this a lot with self-help gurus and people trying to sell you something, show you how successful their life is, so that you then want to copy it. You then want to embrace it, and really ultimately you want to pitch into their Ponzi scheme so that you can be healthy, wealthy, and wise as well. And ultimately what they've projected is a mask. It's not even really truly who they are. The other mask is the Mask of Superiority. And oh my goodness, we see this all the time, especially with internet keyboard warriors, where for some reason we want to present ourselves as smarter, better, wiser, more anything than anybody else. We're superior than everybody else. We look down upon everybody else. And it creates this situation where we are unable to be questioned. We are unable to be confronted. And we honestly always have the right answer. And we are better than everybody else. Another mask is the clown mask. This is where we often use our humor to deflect and to get out of situations. We may use that humor to belittle others, to build ourselves up, or we may even use that humor to self-deprecate and to take the power away from somebody else who might make fun of us by making fun of ourselves, so that we can then escape whatever hurt they may inflict upon us. The clown mask, honestly, is tricky because it's an easy out. It's easier to go for laughs because it's instant, easy, quick approval. It's an easy mask to wear. And a lot of people will fall into this category where they will play the clown. So they'll get approval. They'll win the favor of whoever it is they're trying to win without having to really do any work. All you have to have is a quick joke. And if you can't find somebody else to make a joke about yourself. It works as well. What we need to do, guys, is we need to burn these masks. And again, I'm not saying that there isn't some value in some of these things. Listen, to have a sense of humor and to be able to laugh at life, that's a good thing. To be able to make a joke and even take a joke is a good thing. Or to have success and to be able to show, hey, I've got a brand new iPhone or I've got a new car. There's nothing wrong with that inherently. But when it becomes a mask and our identity gets tied up in these things, when our identity gets tied up in our courage that isn't really there, our bravado. You know, bravado has a place. Look, you're trying to do something and you're scared to death, so you force yourself to do it. You force yourself to step out on the ledge and do the thing. You drum up from within yourself this sense of courage. Sometimes it's really faking it till you make it. I get that. I'm not saying that that's wrong. What I'm saying is, don't allow it to become your identity. Don't allow it to become how you are known by others, because everybody else can see through your mask. Everybody can see through your mask. The Stoicism, listen, emotion, we need to be in control of our emotions and not just wear our heart on our sleeve for everybody to see all the time. We need to be in control of our emotions and not acting on every whim that pops into our heart and our mind that just says, I mean, if I did everything I felt like doing, my life would be destroyed. I would destroy other people. So, you know, to be stoic isn't necessarily a bad thing, but to allow it to become part of my identity to the place where I am unhealthily stuffing my emotions instead of properly dealing with my emotions, that's wrong. That's the problem. So we really need to process and think about and understand that these things can become a mask that is detrimental to really truly being your authentic self. So how do we break out of our mask? How do we burn it? How do we tear it down? How do we start over? How do we get this right? The first step is in having a good understanding of yourself, a true understanding of your identity and who you are. I highly recommend, if you haven't grabbed it yet online, get my book, Core Ops, and work through the process of writing out your purpose, your mission, your vision, your values. That really will help you understand who you are, what you care about, how you operate. That gives you some perspective on that. If you don't know who you are, take the time to get to know who you are. That will help you to not put on a false face. Another way that we can break out of our masks is to build a trusted relationship with people in your life. Whether it's your spouse or your family, be real with them. Be real with them, with who you are, how you're feeling, what's going on in your head, and have good brothers in your life. That brotherhood where you have people that you can be real with and that you can tell the truth to, that you have that. And these are people that can also call you on your crap, and they can tell when you're not being your authentic self. And they know this is not you, dude. You need to shape up. If you don't have that, you're going to keep putting a mask on for everybody. The other thing, guys, is to be honest. Be honest. Like, integrity and being real and telling the truth, guys, if that's not one of your core values, if that's not who you are, you need to repent. You need to change. You need to make that who you are. Because if who you are is a liar, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to do well. You have to be real and you have to be honest. I can tell you personally, there was a time in my life when I was doing things that I shouldn't, and I was lying about it. I was keeping parts of my life hidden, and I was involved in stuff I shouldn't be involved with, and I was going down a path I shouldn't be. And first of all, I lied to myself, and I told myself that I had it under control and that it was nothing, that it wasn't a big deal, that it was just this one time I was screwing up. But you know what? I wasn't being honest with myself. And you know what? I wasn't being honest with my wife. I wasn't being honest with the brothers in my life. And the man that I was not a good man. I could pretend I was a good man. And you know what? I even did some good things. But my heart was hard. And if I were left alone and to continue on in that direction, my life would have been destruction. It would have been. And I know that because I saw it. I lived it. Being honest, it matters. It matters a lot. And the last thing, guys, is to be humble. Man, I can't tell you how hard this is for most men to be humble. It's hard for me. I want to be right. I want to be seen as a guy that is succeeding, or that has it all together, or the guy that is right, or the guy that is smart and intelligent. And honestly, sometimes I am. Sometimes I am. But if I am not humble, and if I'm not real enough to say, I don't always know, and I don't always get it, and I might be wrong, or I was wrong, man, if you're not humble, something will come along in your life and it will humble you. It's like, if you don't choose it for yourself, something else is going to humble you. And it's a lot easier to choose it for yourself than to have somebody else come and expose you, to have something else come and knock your legs out from underneath you. Be humble. It's really not that hard. Just admit that you might be wrong. And when you are wrong, take ownership of it and make it right. Gentlemen, people need the real you. They don't need the mask that you've created. They don't need the clown. They don't need the bravado. They don't need the success. They don't need any of these masks that you put on to show people how great you are. They need you. Your wife needs you. Your kids need you. Your coworkers need you. Your company needs you. Your community needs you. And nobody else can do what you're supposed to do. So stop wearing a mask. Be real with who you are. Be real with your struggles. And if you need help, get help. Don't lie. Work the steps. Work the steps and get out of the situation that you're in so that you're not stuck in this cycle of putting on a mask and hiding behind everything. Listen, men, your wife needs you to be the real you. Your kids need you to be the real you. They can see through your mask. The people in your life, they can see the real you. They can see through the mask. They know who you are. They know these things about you. And if they don't know all of the truth, they know that something's not right, and they can tell when you're putting on a mask. So why are you wasting their time? Why are you wasting your time? Be real with who you are and work the steps. Work the steps to strip away the things that you have allowed to cover up who you are. And I'm telling you guys, if you really are in that spot where you don't know who you are, take the time to explore it. Take the time to explore it. Ask yourself, who am I? Why am I here? What am I meant to do? Because there is power in that journey of unlocking that, of unwrapping that, of getting to the core of it and really understanding it. Why do you do the things you do, and why does it matter? There are people that are counting on you. There's not time for you to wear a mask anymore. So take it off and light it up, man. Burn it up. I love you guys. I care about you. And I'll see you next time.
If you want to be a better man, check out our website, manlihood.com, for blogs, videos, and more from our Manlihood team. Men, you can also join our private Facebook group, Manlihood ManCast, where you can meet up with a band of brothers who will challenge you and help you on your journey of manhood. This episode is produced by Hatcher Media for manlihood.com. Be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you're listening to the show. Tune in again for more of the Manlihood ManCast.